So that is our presentation. We are going to go around and share what we learned about interprofessional collaboration, as well as our experience with like community engagement and working with parents as teachers. So
Caitlin, can I just jump in real quick and let you all know that Constance Scully, our CEO, has joined us. So Constance, just a little background. This is the SLU group that we worked with this semester. They were fantastic and did an incredible presentation on self-care, which I hope you got to see a lot of their report. But anyways, multidisciplinary, and they did an incredible job. So
sorry for joining late.
Constance.
Thanks for sharing and thanks for collaborating. It sounds like an amazing partnership, and self-care has been the highest thing on the radar, even as we consider how we support the national network of home visiting through these last 21 months of oddness.
We appreciate you hopping on the Zoom with us. It was great working with parents as teachers, especially with an interprofessional team. There's nurses, OTs, and then PTs. And I think the biggest thing I took away with working with a wider range of individuals is that we all have a different scope that we bring in and a different lens that we bring in. So looking at how mental health can look in like the physical side, as well as like the occupational side, and what that looks like in a home environment versus like a public health environment. And then specifically working with parents as teachers and taking that healthcare lens, I thought it was really interesting to learn more about what's out in our community, because it's definitely a resource and an organization I had no idea existed until we joined up with you all to do this presentation. And I think that was really eye-opening, because especially when we're working with individuals in a hospital, like this is a resource, and there's so many organizations out there that can help parents and individuals achieve their greatest successes, and like they're not always going to be in the hospital. So us having like the lens and understanding of those outside organizations to tie them up to, I think is really important.
So with interprofessional collaboration, I think I really learned that you don't have to work together in person all semester to really get things done. I was kind of skeptical after we only like met one time, but we still were able to get everything done and work together well. In regards to community engagement with parents as teachers, I was really unfamiliar with community partners and resources in the St. Louis area. I'm actually from California, so I had no idea what I was coming into here. But I think it was really nice to learn about the most relevant issues that the community faces right now, and just to be able to talk openly about mental health.
I can go next. So what I learned working with an interprofessional team is, Caitlin talked about it too, but also just how we all bring our own experiences and knowledges like to the project, and we all bounce ideas off of each other, which is really nice. Like if you're just working on a project by yourself, you don't have all those different viewpoints, which it is nice to work as a team. And then working with parents as teachers, I think it just shows the importance of bringing what we learned in school and like out to the community, because I know we don't do a lot of education about like the community and different partnerships that we can make, and I really enjoyed learning about that this semester.
I can go next. I think for myself this semester, I discovered that interprofessional teamwork doesn't necessarily just happen in the hospital or at the bedside. It can definitely happen in a public health setting. And I'd never really thought of nursing or OT or PT in that setting. I knew about like home health, obviously, but I never thought of us using like community organizations to show our skills and use our knowledge and be able to educate the public. So I thought that that was really cool and definitely made me more interested in when I become a nurse. What are some opportunities I can take to help out in the community. And what I got out of this experience in regards to community engagement, I definitely just enjoyed working with a population that I've never really gotten to work with, specifically parents. Besides our maternity clinical, you don't often get to work with moms and their kids. And I think it's really important that we're educating these moms on how to take care of themselves, especially during COVID.
I can go. So kind of just piggybacking off what both Megan and Caitlin said, I found that interprofessional collaboration and teamwork is actually kind of necessary when it comes to like tending for people's problems. Because, for example, because everyone can come with a different way of thinking. And when we all come together to think about a problem and we understand a different way, that can lead to a plethora of different solutions for that problem. And also it can also help tackle more complex problems, which can also require more than one way of thinking. And then after working with parents and teachers, I realized that in the community, there's many different people who have many different needs, and there's many different factors that go into, like for example, the parents and parents as teachers, there's a lot of different factors that go into their stress that they're facing. And yeah.
When it comes to interprofessional collaboration, I focused more and I learned more about teamwork. For example, I thought it was really important to really get to know your members outside of their business side, because being able to connect with each of our members more than outside of this project, it really helped connect us and develop this great dynamic. For example, like we didn't have any issues. I think everyone knew their roles and chimed in to help out whenever times got rough during the semester, which was really great. So I guess that's also really important coming into the future as a professional going into any team, is that really try to get to know these people, because you may not never see them again, or you might see them again in the future, and they can be a great teammate to have on your side if you just really take the time to know who they are. And from the community engagement, our group we also chimed into the Parents as Teachers Bingo Night, and that was really fun to see and watch. It was very eye-opening for us, and to me especially, because all the participants were there for a specific reason, but they were able to enjoy the moment, even if behind in the background all the hardships that they were facing. It taught me that, like, if I present myself with a lot of care and engagement, then that energy will transfer over towards the participants as well, and that I can use that towards working with patients and working with any of your teammates as well. I watched Ann and Donna do their thing during that bingo night, and then we just saw all of the participants were helping each other during like these questions after they got the bingo. They're congratulating each other, and they were even singing together for like one song, the French Prince of Bel-Air song, which was really cool to see. And this reminded me how important it is, how happiness is really correlated with a person's well-being, because by being positive, the individual is able to stay positive through their obstacles and have this holistic, optimistic outlook that things will get better in the future.
So that is all that we have for you all tonight. We just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, but can I go now? Can I reflect?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, because I got something to say. So first of all, I have to say again how amazed I am at a group of students that come together that don't normally work together, and you all continue to amaze us with the groups that you put on. And I will say this, you all might have gotten one of the highest honors from our group guru, Donna, because afterwards we were talking, she's like, Ann, they are right on cue with where I am with self-care. Can I have their presentation? So Donna's not asked for a presentation before. So just the that group was the timing of the activities. I mean, you all were on it, and we so appreciate that. And it was so in line with what Donna is doing with our families and with the families that we have at shelters. So if you're willing to share that presentation with us, we'd be happy to put it to good use, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I can't thank you all enough. And if you loved bingo so much when it was just regular bingo, wait till you see Christmas bingo where people have to sing, and that is coming up in December. So if you want to invite, let me know. Donna and Dana, do you all, and Constance, do you all have anything to say?
No, I would just like to say thank you. You all were amazing, and our moms really enjoyed the presentation, and I do want a copy of it because I want to use it.
Well, I just want to say thanks for the invitation to listen in and to see the group this semester. And it's really an exciting way to collaborate with the course. It's really exciting that you come from multiple disciplines. And I think like parents as teachers, it is an opportunity for cross-sector engagement with families. So this is fun. This is the best meeting I've had today. So thank you. It's good to hear the stories. And I'll tell you once again, the self-care and the mental health are major challenges for, I think, all of us now. So any strategies, any opportunities that we have to lift it up, especially with the families that we partner with, is welcome. So thank you for bringing that.
And so I guess I'll bring it on home and tell you guys thank you also, not only for the practical ways that you are represented, which is very important, because most of our parents say we don't have time. We just don't have time. And you gave us ways, you gave all of us ways to 5 minutes, and you showed us how to do it. And it was really a relief stressor that evening by you guys demonstrating the yoga. And so now the parents know, hey, I can do this in 5 minutes or less, and it helps. And not only was those ways great, but they were fun. And so that's what we're looking for. We're looking to uplift each other. And so again, thank you all. And I had no idea you guys hadn't worked together. This is awesome. This is really awesome. So kudos to you all. I didn't know. I thought you guys were cousins, just been cousins like forever. So thank you again.
Well, thank you to the PAT staff. We really appreciate it. I know this is my second semester kind of shepherding the students and working with you. And not to, students don't tell my other groups, but on the list that I get that goes with PAT, I'm always like, oh, I know they're in really, I feel like I don't have to do much because it's and that's a testament to the folks and the staff at PAT. You really take these students on, you recognize that they're students and that they certainly have a lot to give, but at the end of the day, they're still students on a semester timeline. So you're not asking them to, create a body of work that is unattainable. So I think thank you for coming to the table with realistic expectations because it just sets everybody up for success. Certainly we can push the students and we can give them something to run with. We're not here to just say, come up, do one thing once, but you all really have thank you for making it easier for myself, but also for these students. It's not always the case. And my PAT students, I say, they're going to be great. They're going to have a great time. And even just all of you dedicating your time this evening to come hear them talk on their presentation. It means a lot to me as their faculty advisor. It means a lot to the institution. And then I know it means a lot to the students. I don't know, I might have to go.
I can start. So I think about just like IPE as a whole, getting to work alongside like a lot of people from different majors is like a really cool thing that we get to do at SLU. And I've always really enjoyed like getting to hear different people's perspectives and even like, like OT and PT, just like what they can even contribute to a presentation about technology that you wouldn't even think about is really interesting. And so I really enjoyed like it not just being a group of nurses and it being like a group of all of these different majors. And then personally, from getting to work with like the Midtown Mamas, I had a blast. This has probably been my favorite IPE class so far in project, just because all of the Midtown Mamas have been so wonderful and so receptive to the things that we have taught them. And it's kind of felt like like we'll sit on Zoom for like an hour, 2 hours with them, just like talking and then like trying to teach them new things and stuff. And it's just been a really great experience that I feel like I'm going to take with me into my nursing career.
I definitely agree with everything Kate said. This has been a really great experience and a great semester. I would say it's mainly due just to the mamas and also just having a great group. I think we all worked really well together, and this was the most like beneficial, just like interprofessional group that I've ever been with. You know, everyone was kind of on top of everything and really worked well together, and we got all of our stuff done on time and quickly. So I thought that was great. And I think just working with the mamas really taught me just like how in our future careers, we really have to like factor in that everyone's going to be in a different place with their care and their learning and what they need. And that your care plan will change, you know, throughout the whole session or shift or anything like that. And just using like that ability to be able to like adapt to whatever's going on with like your patients and being able to work as a team to work through that. So I think it's just been a great semester and really helped us with our teamwork.
Go ahead, Katie. Okay. Generally, I think our IPE group did a really great job working together. We all had an opportunity to share our opinions or our different perspectives, and I think that really made our group significantly stronger because we all were able to use our different perspectives in every single aspect of this semester. And then specifically working with the mamas, it was so fun. Like, it was always just such a good time. I looked forward to having these meetings with them. And I think in my future career, just knowing that having patience and that most of the time, so many people are so excited to learn, it's just getting past the fear of not knowing. And so being having like an open ear, being supportive can make such a big difference in someone's attitude towards learning something new. So that's definitely something I'm going to take into the future.
I think teamwork and interprofessional practice really shined in our experience with Midtown, because there were many moments where we would finish the presentation after 15 minutes and the remaining 45 minutes to an hour would be moments where there would be specific issues and one of us would say something and then we kind of be lost for idea as an individual, we might be lost for ideas for a moment, and then someone else will have a different way to approach that issue, because often the same issue was rephrased 15 different times just until it was finally absorbed. And so the power of teamwork to approach the same problem from multiple angles was really on display in this project. And then regarding working with Midtown and just the experience with the nonprofit, I would say the biggest lesson for me and takeaway was letting the patients lead, or letting the people that I'm working with lead. Often I can lead with my own preconception of their needs and the direction that I think they might need to go, but often this can be different than the goals that they have. And like I said previously, this might end up being counterproductive. So as a future physical therapist, it's important for me to remember this experience and let the people that come in to see me kind of lead the direction and tell me what they want from me rather than the opposite.
Echoing what Zach said, I definitely think teamwork was like one of our greatest strengths. Like, for example, when I was helping Pauline in a breakout room, we were trying to figure out how she could make a group duo call, and I was lost. I was like, girl, I have no idea. So I texted everybody. I was like, guys, I can't help. And Grace immediately popped in and was there to help. And I don't think we actually figured it out, but we worked hard, we tried. But I just love, this was my first IP group where I've had both OT and PT with nurses. And so I think I could see how much better we worked rather than just with two disciplines. And I think the biggest thing I'm going to take away from the Midtown Mamas is just realizing that I take certain knowledge for granted, and that some people it does not come as easy, and that like you just kind of have to slow down and go step by step rather than just assuming that they know.
Yeah. Overall, I think this was a tremendous and learning experience for all of us, not only regarding IPE and interprofessional practice, but just working with a community that we typically wouldn't be engaged with. So in many ways, it opened our eyes, not only educationally and professionally, but also interpersonally, which I think was a great growth experience and something that we'll always look back on, not only, you know, with nostalgia and fun memories, but also as something that we can draw experience from and use later in our life. So I think I can speak for all of us when we say we thank the Midtown Mamas for being great to work with and offering your time. And we really appreciate this experience. So thank you.
Sorry, just to chime in really quick since I didn't share.
I apologize.
It's okay, Zach, no worries. I totally agree with the whole teamwork standpoint. I usually take the role as lead in a lot of groups that I work in just because people don't like to take that role. And none of us had to take that role in this group. And that's awesome just because we all split up the work so well. And like every Sunday or Monday night, we would get together to make the education material for the next meeting. And it never took more than like 45 minutes to an hour because we all just like broke it up, got it done, and helped each other out as needed. So it was just an awesome team, and we all had such different personalities, and we laughed with each other, and it was a really great group. And then with the mamas, they learned a lot more than I actually expected them to learn, just with patience and great visuals and like explanations. They picked up stuff that I didn't think that they would get down, and it was so rewarding to see them succeed in learning about technology.
Just copy paste my summary here.
Do we have any comments from Barb and Pauline?
Yes, for me, this is Pauline. The group was awesome. It was the patience that they had with the mamas. We laughed, and we talked. Even when they were teaching us different things and showing us different things, you could tell that they were probably a little nervous at first, but on each side, we came in and broke the ice. So that went away immediately. And we just joked about different things and then just hopped on board. But not only did they leave us with their knowledge, but they also gave us printouts to reflect back on. And with this being said, because we learned so much from them and it was so quickly, but a lot of us did pick it up. And some of us asked questions over and over again, as Zach said, until they got it, and each one of them came out with their response. And, everybody's response might have been a little different, but each mama picked up on somebody's response. So that was very important. And then going forward, we really need it because technology is changing so much. So I would really appreciate if this could be an ongoing thing for us. But to the group that we had, our first group, it's so much love there. I don't know if anybody could top them because they are the best. They were so warm. They welcomed us. They just went above and beyond. I just love this group. I love you guys and the patience that they have. It's going to take them so far in their career because they actually, listening to them now, they actually listen. They stopped, they paid attention, they listened to what we had to say. And that's very important when you're going forward in the careers that they have chosen. Love you guys.
You got me crying, Miss Polly.
You guys have me all teared up. I was like, oh my goodness. I pray that God gives you all the desires of your heart. I love you guys so much. And thank you for just taking that time with us. It meant so much to our community. It meant so much to our Midtown mamas. We even had Mr. Kermit there. He loved it. You know, it's awesome. Please don't stop here. We need you guys. We need young people to come and spend that time with us and to teach us, because we're willing to learn if somebody's willing to teach us. Thank you, guys.
I don't
Thank
feel
you,
like
Ms.
I
Pauline.
can, yeah, I don't feel like I can top Miss Pauline. And first I need to apologize that I was running in and out. We were having some of our holiday Christmas adoption pickups that I wasn't anticipating coming in at this time. So apologies about that. But I just have to echo, you guys were just a tremendous group. I've done this, I think this is my third project, just being the go-between here at Midtown. But I know the class has done a lot of things at Midtown, but I think this has really made, I think, one of the biggest impacts that I've seen at my 5 years here at Midtown. And we just can't thank you enough. This has always been sort of like, as Miss Pauline has been bringing up, sort of like a dream thing. I feel like Miss Pauline mentioned to me this when I was like the youth director. And then to just, for you guys to be able to help us put this into action and seeing, I know I wasn't on everything, but like it was so cool to see like sort of the aha moments for our seniors. I was always in youth programs, and I've come to expect like seeing our kids have those aha moments. And I feel like, you don't, like, just in regular life, you don't expect to see those all the time from like older adults. Like, you're supposed to be passing knowledge down to me as like a younger generation, but it was so cool to see this and for you guys to do it. You did a spectacular job. I have to echo Miss Pauline in saying that I think you guys have very, very bright careers ahead of you. And if you just continue to let what drove you in this project drive you in your career, you'll never run into like any type of scenarios of people saying you're not listening or anything like that, which unfortunately we have heard some people of our community members sometimes share, like in medical fields, but also like in social work fields, like, hey, you're not listening to me type thing. And I think you guys, that will never come if you guys keep this feeling and this how it guided you. I can see you guys doing awesome things. So just thank you for what you brought to Midtown.
Yeah. Well, those are very kind words from Barbara and Pauline. Thank you for your support for the student to be able to be successful with the project. Yeah, you guys did a great job, and I'm going to stop recording and wish you all the best for your future.